Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So for today's video, I'm going to be trying a $7 Gel X dupe from Born Pretty. I also received a couple other products and I just decided to combine it all into one video and just share with you guys the other products as well. But mainly I am going to be focusing today's video on the $7 Gel X dupe. So here are the items that I received from Born Pretty. The nail tips and the tube of nail glue gel is included in the $7 Gel X dupe. This Gel X dupe is currently on the Born Pretty website, with it being a two-piece set for $6.99. You can pick out some different nail tip shapes. They have the semi-frosted, the frosted. You can get like different nail shapes. I think they have almond, oval, coffin, stiletto, just a bunch of different ones. And the frosted and semi-frosted means if the nail tip is etched and buffed or just etched. I got the frosted ones, so the nail tip surface is buffed and the underside is also etched. This Gel X dupe set, you can decide if you want to get a 2-piece, a 3-piece, or a 4-piece set. Obviously, the price does vary a bit depending on what set you decide to get, but I just decided to go with the 2-piece set. I mean, I thought $6.99, $7 for this set was pretty good, especially if you already have a smaller nail lamp from another kit, if you have some different gel polishes or whatever that you may have, just kind of deciding on what kit you want to purchase from there. I also did receive some extension glue and also some rhinestone glue gel, and then I pulled out this Born Pretty mini LED nail lamp. I did already have this, but there is an option on the Gel X dupe where you can actually get a nail lamp, and basically it looks the exact same, but it does have like a cute little puppy or kitty face on it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the nail tip glue gel. This is a 15-gram bottle, and honestly, I really like this stuff a lot. I have been so obsessed with the gel extensions recently. I think that it is a very easy and beginner-friendly way of getting nail extensions onto your natural nails without needing to apply polygel or acrylic. I just think this is one of the most beginner-friendly ways of doing it. So for the nail tips here, I did get the frosted long trapezoid nails, and basically these are just like a coffin or ballerina shape. I am not sure how many is in here. Let me see if it says on the website. So on the website, it does show that we get 24 different nail tips. So I would believe that there are probably 12 different sizes and 2 of each size. I really liked these nail tips. You could definitely tell that they were good quality. I also liked that they had a pre-etched surface and or like underneath side, and also the pre-buffed surface. They were also very nicely shaped. Moving along here to the Born Pretty extension nail gel, I got this in clear. This was not included in this Gel X dupe kit, but I did go ahead and just get this as well because I do want to try this product out. I didn't end up trying it in today's video, but let me know if you guys do want to see me trying this product in another video. I did go ahead and open it up, and I wanted to show you guys the consistency. This one here is obviously a solid glue gel, where the one in the tube is kind of like a semi-solid, I would describe it as. It's not a liquid, but it's also not as solid as this one here. It's kind of in between both a base gel and a solid glue gel. This one is clear and it is super thick. It is not really sticky at all. I was kind of feeling it with my glove and it wasn't sticking too much. So I really like that. And I was also just pulling it up to show you guys the true consistency of the product. I also got this Born Pretty rhinestone glue gel. I wanted to try this out just because I wanted to know the consistency of it. when you are applying rhinestones or charms, it is always great to have a good thick consistency of like a rhinestone gel, just so that when you are placing your crystals or your bling, they do stay in place. That way you can like lay them all out before you have to go in for a cure. And I didn't use this product today either, but I definitely felt like it was one of those products that would hold your charms or rhinestones in place while you place them all down, just because of how thick the product was. I did grab this little pink tool again, trying to show you guys the consistency. It was definitely very thick. I really like the consistency. I cannot wait to try this. I just know that it is going to work really well. I also like that it is in a little pot like this instead of a tube. I think that might make things a little bit easier, and you can really get that correct or proper amount that you want to apply it to the nail instead of needing to squeeze it out. And lastly, the mini lamp. Of course, you can get the Gel-X dupe kit with the 3-piece set, which would include a nail lamp. It looks just like this, but because I already had a mini curing lamp from Born Pretty, I just decided to get the cheaper 2-piece Gel-X dupe kit. So for today's video, I'm not going to be showing any natural nail prep, just because recently I did upload a video showing you how to prep your natural nails and also how to prep your jelly tips. I'll go ahead and leave that video up in the cards in case you do want to check it out. But for today's video, I just went ahead and applied my peel off base coat off camera. For that, I am just using a DIY pop-off method. I applied some cuticle oil, rubbed that in, and then I applied a coat of top coat and cured for 30 seconds. I also put on my UV LED nail glove, that way I can protect my skin. And the first step here is to size out our nail tips. So when I was sizing out the nail tips, I did notice a little bit that the nail tips were slightly smaller than what I am used to. I am usually a size 3 on my thumb, but I did end up being a size 2 for these nail tips, and that is just usually one way that I notice if the nail tips are a little bit smaller. So if you do have wider nail beds, especially on your thumb, I am not 100% sure if these would work for you. I also don't know if they have any measurements on the website. They may have that, so if you are interested, of course you can check out the listing on the website. But I just went ahead and sized out my nail tips. I also plugged in my mini lamp, and then of course I will be using the nail glue that's in the tube, just because that's what came with the nail tips. I went ahead and opened this up, and when I was squeezing it, I was like, why is nothing coming out? There is definitely a lot of air in this tube. You definitely have to squeeze it quite a bit to get some of that product out. But overall, I really liked the product. I could place the nail tip down, let go of it, and just do a cure. Of course, I'm a little bit clumsy, so I like to still hold the nail tip in place a little bit, but it definitely stayed in place and you wouldn't have to hold the nail tip down. Also, I wanted to show this because I usually do not show it, but when I place the nail down, usually I get a lot of spillage when I'm trying a new product, just because I don't know how much product I'll need or the proper amount. So what I usually do is just leave it there, especially if it's just on the top of the nail tip instead of it being on my skin. If it is on your skin, you do want to try and clean that up before curing, but most of the times it just gets on the cuticle area of the nail tip. So I just leave it there. I do a quick flash cure of around 10 seconds. I then go ahead and pull the nail tip out and use a wooden stick and clean up any of that spilled product like I'm doing here. And then I'll just go ahead and pop it back into the nail lamp for about another 5 to 10 seconds and then move on to the next nail. Once all of the nails are applied, that's when I will go ahead and do a full cure of 30 seconds in my larger nail lamp. Using a solid gel like this really makes this method a lot easier instead of using a base coat. Once you get the hang of the product and work with it a little bit more, you'll really understand how much product you need to put into that nail tip to not get any of that spillage. After I was using it quite a bit here, I did realize that you really don't need much at all. A little bit goes a long way, especially with this product. So I just squeezed out a little bit near the cuticle area, lowered the nail tip down at a 45-degree angle, and then I didn't even need to hold the nail tip in place. I just went ahead and popped it into the nail lamp and did my cure. Of course, for some of the nails, because I am a bit clumsy, I did still hold it in place. I think it's kind of like just a force of habit. But with this product, since it is a little bit firmer than a regular like base gel, you can go ahead and just pop it right in. Once I had all of the nails applied, like I mentioned, I did go ahead and do a full cure of 30 seconds. And now I'm just going to be touching these nails up with a little bit of filing, taking a hand file to crisp up that free edge, and also taking my Kiara Sky e-file. I did do a review video on this nail drill if you want to check that out. That's actually the video that is linked up in the cards, and I use this to show how to prep your natural nails and also your jelly tips. I love this e-file so much. But I am just going to be taking this with a cuticle ball bit around the cuticle to seal in the cuticle and also remove any of the product that I didn't get to clean up from the spillage. And then I will also just be taking a buffer to remove the shine from the nail tip, which these are technically already pre-buffed, so I could have just skipped this step, but I did just go ahead and do it. I repeated this then to all of the other nails and removed all of the nail dust. Here are the nails after all of the buffing and filing was finished. I now am going to be starting off with the 002 Perfect White, which is a white charm gel from Daily Charm, and I am going to be applying 2 coats of this to my middle and my ring finger. I will also be applying 2 coats of this to my thumb as well, but for my thumb, I just went ahead and did that off camera. I went in with my first coat on both of the nails. I cured for 30 seconds, and then I just went ahead and applied a second coat and cured for another 30-second cure. After I had on the 2 coats of white and both of those coats were cured, I'm now taking this color here, which is 106. I didn't get a chance to see the name, but it is a very nice, kind of like a brownish orange green. I don't know, it's kind of a little bit hard to explain this color, but of course you can see the color. I think it's a very pretty warm brown, perfect for fall. I actually believe this was in their fall collection, but I am just going to be applying this to my index and my pinky, again doing 2 coats of this. So I'll go ahead and apply the first coat, cured for 30 seconds, and then I'll apply my second coat and cure that for 30 seconds as well. I did also want to mention that I do have a discount code with Daily Charm. I absolutely love Daily Charm. You always hear me hyping them up about their products, but that discount code is NAILEDBYBRANDI, and it can save you 10% off your purchases at Daily Charm. I will go ahead and link that down below in the description box. I am now taking a pink charm gel from Daily Charm. I didn't see the numbers, but the name I believe was Dollhouse. This one is a very beautiful pink color. It doesn't show up as true over top of this color here. Of course, it still is very pigmented and you could definitely tell that it was still pink, but if you were to do just an entire nail with this pink, you would be absolutely obsessed with it. It is so freaking beautiful and of course perfect for Valentine's Day. But I am just going to be using this color here on my index and my pinky, and I am kind of going to be creating a half V French on the left hand side of the nail. So I just went ahead, did that to my index finger, I cured for 30 seconds, and now I'm also going to be doing that same thing on my pinky. And I am using a nail art brush from Daily Charm. I believe that one is named the Art Liner. Just check the description box if you are interested in any of the products that I am using. But after I was finished with the like half V French, I'm now going to be taking some gold foils. I usually don't use these, but since they were kind of on the top of my head because of the last milk bath nail set that I did, I wanted to pull them out just to add a little bit more to these nails. This nail set was definitely just a freestyle. I was kind of just moving with the flow. I did get inspired by someone a little bit, but I'll go ahead and mention that once I get to the white nails. But for these nails, I didn't really have a plan, so I just went ahead and took some of that gold foil and outlined the pink side of the nail just to add a little bit more to these nails, add a little extra touch to them. And I am just placing these into the sticky layer of the gel polish. It worked out pretty good, so I just went ahead and did that for my index, and also I did that with my pinky off camera. I really struggle with foil, so it takes me forever, so I only showed my index. But after I was finished with that, I am now just taking the Diamond Shine Glossy Top Coat from Daily Charm, and I'm going to be applying a layer of that to all of the nails, and then I'll go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds in my nail lamp. Now that we have moved on to the white nails, I will go ahead and share where I got my inspiration. Recently, Emily Susanna's latest upload, she tried out some TikTok nail hacks, and for one of those nail hacks, she used flocking powder, and it made me remember about the flocking powder that I have. I have never used it. I really didn't even know how to use it, what to use it on. But after I saw her video of her using the flocking powder, I became obsessed with how the nail looked and how it turned out. She is absolutely an amazing nail artist and such a true inspiration to me. So when I saw her using it, right away, I was like, I'm going to try to incorporate this into my next nail set, with this nail set being the next one. And I took a look at the flocking powders that I had. I had a few from Daily Charm and also a few from Colorful July. This one here from Daily Charm is kind of like a teddy bear brown. That's what it reminds me of. And I just matched that with the other brown that I was using, the warm brown on the other nails. And I am just going to be creating a cow print, but with the pink, I wanted to give it a little bit of a Valentine's Day theme. So that's kind of where I was going with this nail set. Again, I didn't really have anything planned out. I just knew I wanted to use flocking powder, so I was just moving with the flow. This is definitely something, or the nail set is definitely something a little bit different for me, but I still really ended up liking it. So I just went ahead and took the brown and drew on the cow spots. Then before curing that, I just poured over the flocking powder. I then cured for 60 seconds in the nail lamp just to make sure it was fully cured, and then I took a fan brush to remove any of the remaining flocking powder. And let me just tell you guys, I loved this so much. It was like a very soft velvet texture. I really liked it. It's definitely something different and unique. I feel like this like flocking powder might become a trend. I usually don't see many people using it, but after I saw Emily Susanna try it and it just became fresh in my mind, I did try looking some things up, and then now I am seeing it a little bit more. That may just because I actually know what it is now, so I'm like, oh, that's flocking powder. But anyways, I love it so, so much. I am now going to go in with my next little design here. I'm using the pink gel polish color, a dotting tool, and the nail art line brush to create some hearts, and then to also fill in a little bit more space and give it a little bit more pink. I will also be going in with some other dots as well. And then of course, before curing that gel polish, I will go ahead and pour over my pink flocking powder. The pink flocking powder is actually from Colorful July, and I did just quickly want to mention that I personally liked the Daily Charm flocking powder a little bit better, and here's my reason why. The Colorful July flocking powder was a little bit thicker, and it felt like it was a little harder to use. I felt like when I was pouring over the flocking powder from Daily Charm, it felt like I was just pouring over glitter. But when I was pouring over the flocking powder from Colorful July, I just felt like it was a lot thicker and a little bit harder to pour over. It still worked very nicely, and I couldn't tell a difference once I was finished and felt the nails and actually was looking at the nails. But I did just quickly want to go ahead and say that way you guys know like my personal preference between the two different brands of flocking powder. But as you can see here, just looking at it, I feel like it looks a lot thicker than the previous flocking powder from Daily Charm. Of course, this is just a personal preference. I mean, you could possibly like a thicker one versus a like thinner one, but I really like them both overall. I think it created a very cute look. Honestly, I really wish that I would have just done all of the nails cow print. At first, when I was thinking of the nails, like at least getting some ideas flowing in my mind, I was thinking that doing all the nails cow print wouldn't look good. But now looking back at it, I think I would have really liked the set a lot more. My personal favorite nails of the nail set are the cow print nails, so I just really wish I would have done all of the nails like that. I do want to use this flocking powder stuff a lot more. I want to get some other colors. So give me ideas of what you guys want to see me like use nail art wise, like creating using the flocking powder. Go ahead and tag me on nail sets or nail hacks with the flocking powder on TikTok or Instagram. I definitely want to use this stuff more. When I first saw it, I was like, I'm never going to use that. And then now I was like, wow, this stuff is super, super cool. So I just went ahead and brushed away the remaining pink flocking powder. I decided I wanted to add some rhinestones. And let me just tell you guys, I don't know what made me not use the Born Pretty rhinestone gel when I was applying these. I just thought about that right now. Um, I'm assuming that it was on my desk just sitting in amongst everything else that I was using, and I didn't think about it being there. So I do apologize for not using that. I will try my best to give it a try next time I use some rhinestones or charms. But I am just using some nail crystals from Daily Charm. The rhinestone glue is also from Daily Charm, and I am just placing those to the index and the pinky nail, just two coming down from the cuticle area. I went ahead and cured that for 30 seconds, and here is the finished set. I am now just going to be taking my Rose Garden Cuticle Oil from Daily Charm. This is a new release of theirs. If you haven't gotten your hands on these cuticle oils, I 100% recommend it. But I am just going to be applying that to my cuticles to nourish them. And of course, like I always say, top off the nail set. And I really loved the finished look of these nails. I honestly regret not doing all of the nails cow print. I just think that would have looked so much better. But I still do like the other nails. I got a little tongue twisted there. But I think the set is very pretty. I also did want to mention that when I washed my hands, if any of you are curious, it did dry relatively quickly and I didn't notice a difference once it was dry. So I feel like water doesn't really affect it. It still was very soft and it was able to dry fully. But here are how the nails look. Let me know if you like this set. It's definitely something a little bit different than I am used to doing or just a different theme in general. I will go ahead and leave the link to all of the products that I use down in the description box below, along with any discount codes that I may have. If you are curious about my 10,000 subscriber giveaway, go ahead and check the description box or my community tab. A few things did change since I had a recent pull up, so go ahead and check out my community tab. That way you can get updated on that information. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.